I should be like you, Mel.
Ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Cherries fans from around the world, wherever you're watching. Welcome to a Sunday night edition of Cherry Slaps, because we played on Friday. Please welcome my two fantastic co-hosts, who you shall know by name and face. We've got Malcolm Chiverton and the Daz from the Cherry from Down Under. Darren, how you doing?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. You got to keep it quiet at the moment. I forgot. Sorry, I've been shouting.
Nice.
Malcolm, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah.
Good.
Good to see you, Daz.
Likewise.
Yeah, look, a fantastic show tonight. I welcome everyone here on a Sunday evening. I know that usually we leave this to your family time, but why wait till Monday when we played on Friday? 72 hours seems way too long. So we brought it a day ahead, and considering it put us into... on Friday night, second in the Premier League. What a fantastic time to be a Cherries fan. Now, I am going to get straight into it, chaps, because I know that we're all kind of, chomping at the bit to have our say. And as I always say, second half brought all of the excitement. But let's start with the lineup and the first half. Malcolm, Daz, did you both watch the game live?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Give it to me. Someone throw some input in here. Let's because that's the first half for me was a bit drib drab. I know there was a couple of options.
That's Down Under. You can start.
Okay, let's go for it. I mean, what a game!
What a game!
Just what can you say? Wow. I mean. I think we can hold any team for 60 minutes, no matter who they are. And then the difference comes in them super subs. The impact subs we have from the bench are just phenomenal. I don't think there's many teams out there who can basically have 16 first-team players. Last season, as we know, we had 11 good first-team players and maybe two, really good backups and a couple of other reliables. James Hill, for example, used to be a good backup. This season, he's a first-team player. He's progressed so well. And the difference now, you could field any one of our squad and know that you've got a strong team. They just gel so well together. I mean, what an amazing time to be a Cherries fan, like you say, Ollie. It's phenomenal. Sometimes I have to pinch myself. I really do.
Malcolm, you also watched it live?
Yeah. And I watched it back as well. So, yeah, pretty stormy. Okay, if we take it from the front, and as I often say, I look at it from two sides. Yes, I'm a Cherries fan, but there's two teams playing a game of football, and you have to I suppose, be correct and fair in giving your verdict on the opposition as well as, what the Cherries can do. Felt a bit sorry for Fulham, to be honest with you. They started off without a recognised striker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like two injuries there. Was it Muniz and Raul Jimenez? And then after a quarter of an hour, Lukic went off, didn't he? Injured. So that really, it's going to be a tough call for Fulham, but that made it even tougher. Losing him, but credit to him. The first sort of 15, 20 minutes, we had a go at them, but when they're playing five at the back, as we often do, we come up against teams they know they try and stop us playing. This low block, normally a back four, but they went a back five, and it was very, very difficult to actually create anything really decent.
Mm-hmm.
Although, having said that, we did have some chances, and Leno did produce a couple of really good saves, kept them in it. Some good blocks from their defenders as well, very noticeable. Yeah. And then they come into the game after sort of 20 minutes, and once they got a bit of possession, they grew into it. Now, not having a striker, it's they use young Josh King up front and Iwobi. Sort of basically switching it around, going up like in a false nine and then dropping back, changing positions. They had a couple of opportunities, but half chances, I would say. 0-0 at half time, I think, was pretty fair, to be honest with you, over the 45. Yeah, not easy conditions, obviously, for both sides. Really. Yeah. Really tough watch, to be honest with you. I'm not going to be negative about it because how can you try and play a decent game of football, know the weight of the passes, the strength of the passes, and things like that, with the swirling wind and everything. So, okay, half time comes 0-0. And the second half, we went at them straight from the get-go.
We'll come to that now. We'll come to that. Hold your horses on that second half just a moment, please.
We'll do.
Now, because
hang on, my brakes are on.
I want to bring up in the first half before I know that it was, and that, I think you've both nailed it, right? Is already, someone's already said the second half, 60 minutes, we know what's going to happen, right? And I think I get excited for it every single week. Go on,
in the chat, mate. Do you want to look?
That's exactly what I'm going to do, yeah. So I'm going to do the chat before I give my summary. Chris says, evening all. Evening, Chris Hubble.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Good to see you.
Watkins also. Evening, Vanessa.
Hi.
Hi, Vanessa.
And then Paul from Oz says, hi, guys. Paul from Oz here in recovery from Friday night's game. What a match.
Hi, Paul.
If I remember
right, imagine a bit jet lag there, Paul.
Yeah, probably a bit jet lagged. And he was also at the game, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're lucky bugger.
Yeah. Sean says, second half recoveries by the men and women along with coming from behind. Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to that. I believe that's Craig or Matt in the background saying all Cherries
Craig,
fans,
I think, yeah.
fans, welcome. Yeah, absolutely. If you've got something to say, please get involved. Chris Hubble, it was a great game. I was at the game. Nice.
Good to you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sean says first half we wasn't closing down and pressing, but whatever Andoni said at half time, they definitely remembered how to do it. Yeah, absolutely. And Liam Humby, hi Cherries fans, hope you're all well.
Hi Liam.
Yeah, look, first half, both sides really struggled entirely to carve clear chances. You could tell that Bournemouth had more of the ball, but they just lacked penetration, I think is probably the best word. They lacked any kind of push behind the defensive line against goal, obviously bar the couple of chances that we had that we've mentioned that the Fulham keeper had to save. I know that you both mentioned it as well. Josh King being in a false nine, kind of floating. I don't know. To me, it looked like Fulham kind of gambled a little bit there with their striker and not having their final third sorted out. But either way, it's kind of gone into our favour in that sense. Obviously, we've had the VAR check for the penalty for Evan Nilsson. That was with Diop. What do we think about that, people?
Oh, I mean, 55th minute, Evan's in the box. He's he's wanting the ball. The ball comes to him, and he gets raked down the Achilles.
I mean, it gets
Any
called.
team in the Premiership, any referee should be calling a penalty. I know VAR looked at it. They looked at it for 2 minutes, and they said it was an accident. Not all penalties are deliberate.
Apparently.
So, you know, to me, if you contact with a player in the box and you cause him to fall over or not gain possession or whatever, it's clear in my eyes, a full blown penalty, and that's without being a biased Cherries man, you know. So yeah, that was a little bit disheartening not to get the penalty, but I really do think that made the boys, I don't know, dig in a bit harder. You know, Evan Nilsson, I think he had a fantastic game again.
Yeah.
You know, he ran his heart out. It's very hard when you're playing 5 at the back and they're playing so deep.
Yep.
What he likes to do, as you know, is sort of like stand on that halfway line, 3 or 4 yards in, and they hit the long balls, and he chases them and he goes for them. We didn't have that option. They played a very deep, solid defence, might I say. That penalty to me was a penalty.
Fair enough, Malcolm. You're in agreement with that?
To be honest with you, at first look, I didn't see it. I mean, the referee let the game go on, and for me, I didn't see it then. You know, there was no reason. It was only when the TV showed it back, and they showed it back a number of times. The second look, you think, yes, he's caught him. So how did you miss it?
Yeah.
And I really thought, you know, it would be called, like, go to the screen and have a look, but he didn't, did he? It was just overturned, wasn't it? So go on, Darren.
And on that note, Malcolm, you say they obviously Ever went down. He's not a player who goes down easily. You know, he gets bashed around all the time and he jumps up. He went down, he stayed down. And it wasn't like they were in a goal scoring position. I think they were just starting to play it out. They got it to halfway line. And everyone, you could even see some of the Cherries players, you know, usually they come all racing back. They were almost expecting something to stop. There's a guy injured on the floor. You know, the ref allowed the play to go on. It went all the way down to their left wing before eventually I think it went out for a throw-in. And that's when he called it back. So
that's right.
I felt he should have maybe stopped play. I mean, for all we know, he could have had a ruptured Achilles. He could have broke his ankle. We didn't know at the time. And I think he needs to put the players' welfare first.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, very good point. Very good point. So, look, entering into half-time, I imagine, you know, Areola's talking to the chat. It's not the strongest first half. We do have a tad more possession and control over the pitch. We're orchestrating it a bit more. I mean, we discuss it every single week. It comes down to these subs, right? Let's talk about that. The subs that came on. Malcolm, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, I've got like a summary thing here which I can look up to. You're moving on. Really, I think something happens before. They had their subs, didn't they? So Harry Wilson went off. I mean, he didn't have a very good game, did he? To be honest with you, he's had better days playing for Fulham at Bournemouth. He's had a lot better days. Chukwueze came on, young Brazilian, I believe, and he made a difference for them. You know, I thought it was really, really good. Bearing in mind, Kearney was also on early in the first half.
Yeah.
And I thought he had quite a decent game, to be honest with you. Certainly a threat when he got up near the box. What can I say? Josh King obviously got taken off as well, and they brought Kevin on. I felt like shouting out, you know, like Home Alone. But hey-ho. No, really, really good. And you've got to give credit then. We had Jimenez came on for James Hill.
That's right.
And Clivert for Tav, which I thought was the right point. I mean, bless him. Tav tried, but it just wasn't going to be his day. And I was really happy to see Clivert come on. I really was. I was hoping he'd start, to be honest with you, but hey-ho. James Hill put in a good shift.
Yep.
So And Jimenez, I thought, right, Jimenez, however you pronounce it, really good. And it looked quite settled. So it was quite evenly balanced, really, at that time. With the changes in the subs. And then Bucker me, 3 minutes after their changes, they scored.
70 minutes in, absolutely.
70 minutes in.
Ryan Sessegnon.
What a goal. That was such a beautiful give and go. And I'm not going to make any negative points about our defence, because that was just class. That was really a beautiful bit of football. Yeah. Perfectly weighted return ball. And Sessegnon, beautiful little lift over the keeper. Yeah. So it's a question of what do we do now? There was a bleep in there, but we're AFC Bournemouth. We've got Andoni, who's always thinking, planning. I mean, the lads didn't give up, did they? So, It was a question of then, like you said, 17 minutes in. So we've got 20 to go.
And I think the most important thing is what you've just said there. Iriola, right? What he does is he takes off Senesi and puts
That is my next point.
Ben Gannon-Doak.
Can you believe it? You're 1-0 down. You take off one of your central defenders.
Hang on a second. And then, but what he's done is he's had 8 minutes on the pitch of watching the change of everyone now moving with Cliver on and Tav off, right? Yeah. And he's seeing how things are. And he's literally adapting and molding in like live time. Like, it's insane to watch him pull. You can see it. What he's done was incredible. That one change there changed everything. Ben Gannon-Doak had a fantastic 17 minutes.
Brilliant,
fantastic 17 minutes. I'm just going to go to the chat and then I can come back straight back.
Please do, yeah. Please do. Let them have the say, yeah.
Liam Humby, Semenyo was sensational all game, and Clivert's goal was pretty special. Yeah, we'll come to these goals in a moment because I think that's going to take up the majority of this chat.
Yeah.
Mark Collins, Evan Nilsson reminds me of Callum Wilson, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris Hubble says, I agree with you, Daz. Paul from Oz, Fulham were wasting time in the first half after 15 minutes, going slow to break up Bournemouth's rhythm. Yeah, consistently playing out from the keeper, pulling in our attackers, but it wasn't working for them. Like, every single play was being pushed on the first touch and second touch. We had attackers in their defenders' face. It wasn't working from them, their tactic at the start of that game. Sean says Andoni took a risk bringing Jimenez on with the edgy game, considering his yellows, but made sense if you're going to bring him on to do it in second half. Sean also says only negative is if you can call it once, Semenyo needs to take on his man way more, as I bet he would win so much more often. And Vanessa Watkins says just wait till the second half. He always makes the brave changes. Yeah, that's my magical words there, Vanessa. The second half. I mean, I feel like anything can happen in the first half. Give him 45 minutes to sum up his opponents, and he's on it. He's on it.
It's 90 minutes, Ollie, isn't it?
Exactly.
You can say what you like at halftime, but that's not telling the whole story.
No, that's it. Daz, we've got up to Ryan Sessegnon's goal, subs being made, 78 minutes in, and we have that unbelievable goal from Semenyo, taking it to the touchline, cutting it back in, right foot and shooting it straight through the goalkeeper's legs. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on that. Obviously, it's going to be the highlight of the show, but I just want to jump back. Wilson, before he came off, he had a shot there in the 58th minute. He took a left volley, and I'll tell you what, Petrovic, he got down well on that.
Yeah,
and he could have just palmed it, a little soft palm, but Petrovic, I've just got to give him credit. He made a fantastic save on that 58th minute. And then, like you say, fast forward, Semenyo, he was going nowhere. I'm thinking, here we go, we're going to get a corner. And he just does the unthinkable. I think he took 3 players.
Yeah.
Took him to the touchline, and his last touch, you see him use his strength. He leant in against the defender. The defender, I mean, he just couldn't do nothing with him. Semenyo is so strong. I was watching a good thing with Semenyo there, And he was saying that last season, he knows he's got a shot on him. He knows he can shoot. And he was saying last season, he just used to blast them. He knew he could, smash them. He said this season now, he looks at football in a different way, and he actually slows down time in his mind, and he places the ball with the power. And you can see that from the free kick last week where he beat the draft excluder. And then that one there, he was what? Half a yard off the line. He had a goalie in front of him. He looked up and nutmegged him. Just unbelievable. He's world class. He is amazing, man.
And I think you've hit the nail on the head there as well, because the two notes that I've got written down is pace and composure. Like, you can tell absolutely he's. And again, I'm going to come to this in a moment with Bengan and Doak, but there was something that they've both done similar into these build-ups to goals, and you can tell they just know everything that's going on around them. They're taking little nods up. They know exactly where to put. They know it. They know where they're going. They can see it. The vision's fantastic, and it's next level football. It puts someone like Semenyo way out of the league of a rotational player, and he's now a proven match winner. he's changing the dimension of games, and he's sensational from start to finish, and he's putting his 110% effort in, which I think is insane, absolutely insane.
And I really do think all Premiership teams, in my opinion, no matter whether you're a Burnley or a Liverpool, they all play great football. Yeah, we can all play great football. That's why they're in the Premiership. The difference is with ourselves is we are literally scoring world-class goals. If you look at the quality of the goals that we've scored in the last 5-6 games, most of them are world-class. They're a bit special. They're not just a cross in the box and a tap in on the 6-yard line. No. They're not just a header in from a corner. They are phenomenal world-class goals. And are we going to move on to Clive?
I was just about to say, talking of world-class goals, I know Malcolm wanted to say something.
Yeah. Go on. Can I have a little take on this Semenyo goal, please?
Yeah. Go. Sorry.
Right, so Semenyo's out on the left, almost on the touchline, and you're thinking, well, he's not going to score from there. It's just not possible. Now, the interesting fact is, and it was also brought up, I watched it like you guys did, and I'm thinking, where's he going to go? Now, he was doubled up. Mm-hmm. So he had Cherries and the other defender. I haven't got his name up here now. And Cherries actually pointed to the byline for the other defender to cover there, because obviously the young lad, he had him covered from coming back inside. So he's like, you cover the outside, and he didn't. He let his mate down, I'm afraid. And once and Antoine decided to use that little bit of space he had, and just roll the ball along, and with his power, and I said, so composed. And as he said in the interview, he had nowhere to cross to, so he had to go for something.
Yeah, and that comes down to that pace and composure part, right? It's being able to make that split-second decision.
Absolutely superb.
You're not wasting the chance that you've got. You're making an absolute most out of every movement, and that's exactly you hit the nail on the head there.
And then seeing it back again on the replay from the reverse angle, from behind the goal, where it actually comes through the keeper's legs. How does he do it? How does he do it?
Yeah,
just absolutely unbelievable.
And before you go on to the next goal, Mark Collins says it's a sign of a good side when you can move up a gear, change formation, and blow your opponents away with class players, not just Semenyo. Yeah, fantastic, absolutely. Vanessa Watkins says, Paul from Oz says to see Justin Kluivert's goal live was amazing. What a strike, Paul from Oz. Mark Collins, Kluivert's goal was the best of the 3 different goals. We'll come to that in a second. Sean says, I think Semenyo's first goal was the best as it was such a tight angle that usually hits the net. Chris Hubble says, Kluivert's goal was amazing for me. Now, again, utter world class. From step overs to dribbling at defenders and midfielders in the middle of the bloody park and then taking a shot like that. Malcolm, talk us through the second goal, Justin Kluivert.
Well, so Kluivert gets the ball from Semenyo. All right, Semenyo's in his own half, shifts it over the halfway line to Kluivert, and he just turns and goes. And we've seen this before, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Defenders back off, midfielders are backing off. And it's like, okay, thanks for the space, guys. I'm just going to keep going. But to produce a shot of that quality in those conditions, an absolute worldie in the top corner, no keeper would have stopped that. No keeper.
No,
I let that out of my settee. I was like, wow, unbelievable. I really was. I was buzzing. Oh, wow.
I think you're 100% right. There's no keeper in the land that was expecting him to shoot with, you saw, was it the midfielder next to him was so close to him. He even tried putting his leg out. He was that close. And Kluivert's gone with his right foot to the left goal while facing left.
Exactly.
There was nothing about that was natural, taking that shot. And he's pinged it into the bottom corner. That's an outstanding goal. Go on, Daz.
If you recollect, he did the same last season against Newcastle.
He did indeed,
Very similar. And he just has that. It was Carney, who I thought, when he come on for Lukic, I thought, Lukic, obviously, good player. And Carney come on, he had a fantastic game. I got to give praise to the opposition where Carney had a fantastic game. But he had Kluivert run at him. And Kluivert did a little left and a little right. He just turned him inside out. He created that yard of space. And as soon as he did that, I thought, hit it. And my word, this is what I love about Kluivert. He got substituted on, He come on in the 61st minute and straight away, 2 tackles. Instantly. Chased down, he dispossessed somebody, we turned and we went towards goal. I love Kluivert. I've got so much praise for Kluivert. He is such a class player. And I think it took him a little bit of time this season to get back where he is. And I know a few people have been quite judgmental about him, but he's there. He's back.
They've had to manage his minutes, Darren, haven't they?
Yeah.
So coming back from that injury. So,
And I think, they're sensible to manage his time coming back in, right? He's one of our greats. And if you remember rightly, when everyone said that our spine was going and everyone was pinching our players, he hadn't left and everyone knew that he was one of our main players and he stuck around. And my God, the humbleness of him. I'm not sure if you saw when he came back out from the ground after the game and he's like, didn't even see the goal. Has someone got it? And he was so buzzing to watch how he'd set himself up for the goal. And again,
sent him in, didn't he?
It's that immediate thing. It's not Semenyo. It's that immediate initial self-feedback. It's that immediate, like, how good was I then? And you can see how excited they're getting about that. That's true footballer fashion there. You don't see that not in every game. You don't see that in every team even. Just utterly fantastic, right? And then the third one, just to top it off, is probably one of Areola's, I'll come to you, Mal, Areola's prime tactics here is a counter-attack. Go ahead, jump in.
Something happened before that.
Go on.
Brooksy went off and Milos came on.
Yeah.
So we're back to 2 central defenders. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. And it's after we've gone 2-1 up. So he immediately made the relevant changes to ensure that we keep the lead and we try and get the 3 points.
You can't write a better script, can you? Come on.
No. And then, that counter-attack all the way up to Bengan and Doak. And I think I messaged you, Malcolm, didn't I? Because for me, watching a goal like that to me, the other 2 goals were absolute class. But as a club, as everything we're building up to, that for me was the best goal. That third goal, watching a player like Bengan and Doak, right, at his age, come in and have this career change on his pathway set out for Bournemouth, and you see him run down that wing, take on that long ball, look up, not once, not twice. He looked up 3 times and contemplated what he was going to do till he made the absolute perfect pass to an unmarked running in player to finish that 3rd goal. That's the Iriola all over. Like everything that Bournemouth is moving towards was that goal. And that was the one that got me jumping out, Mal. That was the one that got me.
Right. Now, if you turn the clock back about one to 1.5 minutes prior to that happening.
Go on.
All right. Now, Fulham were on the attack, and there come the most awesome block from Diakite.
Yeah.
All right. I think it was Kearney actually was going in, and Diakite just threw himself in. Okay, they got a corner, and from that corner, the ball came over. Then
Diakite that cleared it out to Ben Gannon-Doak.
No. To stop Kearney having a shot on target, and then Fulham got the corner, and then from that corner, the ball came over, got headed out partly, and then the Fulham, I can't remember which player it was, he tried to hook it back like overhead kick.
That's right.
And that's when it broke to Clivert, who then
pinged it out to Ben Gannon-Doak right hand side. Yeah.
Right. So now you're up with it. But that block from Diakite, wow. I looked at that 3 times today. I had to stop, rewind, stop, watch it again. Awesome. So it's as brilliant as we were going forward. There were some really good moments in defence as well. You know, and you have to give them a shout out because they were really, absolutely. Really good.
Yeah. Well shouted out. Yeah, absolutely well shouted out and well deserved.
So please carry on.
Yeah, well, I think that was me passing it over to you. My rundown is that final goal was my favourite goal, and the build up to that for me was
awesome.
Was kind of an epitome of everything that we are building. And
quickly before we go to Daz, I just want to say how really, really, really pleased I am for Ben Gannon-Doak to actually get an assist. That young lad must have been buzzing after the game. Really, I mean, that was awesome. And this is what we've been wanting to see, isn't it? So we've been very fortunate in the last couple of games. We've had Krupi's first goal, and then we got this one, with an assist. Happy days.
Exactly that. All it's doing, every player is having some kind of involvement. Every player is getting better and gelling better and moulding better. And all we're doing is slowly producing the final piece, right? Which is going to be coming in, the next couple of seasons. But
there is something I'll add later. But carry on, Daz. Your take on the goal, mate.
Yeah. Just fantastic. Like you say, Clivert again, he had the vision to pick out Doak, and as soon as he had that ball, I was just willing him to run. I've wanted to see him run, take on an attacker. We've seen it a few times. We've seen glimpses, but that was special. Like Ollie says, I mean, he ran out that pitch. He drew the players just wide enough, wide enough.
3 of them.
3 of them. And he looked like you say, Ollie, I noticed he looked up. He was very aware. I didn't know whether he was going to go for the shot, take him on, run to the byline, cut it back. But if you notice, there were actually 2 players in that box he could have passed to. Eva was there and Semenyo just a little bit further out. And he had the vision, that pinpoint pass at the moment that he timed that pass was perfection.
Am I right in believing the ball actually went between the 2 defenders?
You took the words out of my mouth, Mel. I was just going to say he placed that ball within half a yard, but pinpoint between the 2 defenders.
And
Semenyo's finish. How many attackers would have taken one touch, give the goalie time to compose or step out another yard to close him down? That's Semenyo's first touch.
He jumps onto it with his left foot, doesn't he? Unbelievable.
You're thinking, what's he going to do with it? He's going to, And again, I think he had that moment in time with his composure where he just slowed down time, thought process, what am I going to do with this? And again, world-class finish. They want a keeper in the world who's going to save that. It was magic. And like Mount said, I jumped out of my chair. I was whooping and hollering. And oh, jeez, man, it's so good.
Yeah.
But the menu, actually, bearing in mind, 96th minute, he's legged it from the halfway line to get up there.
Yep.
Because Ben Gunn and Doak were so quick. 96 minutes, take that in.
Yep.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. He sprinted from probably 30 yards from our goal all the way down to the back post.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, faster than the other defenders, because the other defender was on Evan Olsen. So the other defender was behind him as the ball's come over. So, yeah, he's done again, great point out. That's a fantastic shout.
Yeah.
And you say that, Malk, when they interviewed Semenyo after the game, his first comments were he was just so tired. He'd run, let's say, 100 minutes of pain of playing Bournemouth's fast-paced football. And he admitted himself he was tired, his legs were tired, and that's what you want from the players. I don't care whether they score a goal, I don't care whether they defend, and I want a player who gives his heart for 110%. And you can see that in every one of them players. I feel sorry for Tav at the minute. There's a lot more in Tav, but he just didn't get in the mix in this game, unfortunately. Scott, I thought, had a great game. And I've got to mention with Scott, I don't know whether you know, he was Bournemouth's, it was Alex Scott's 50th Premiership appearance. And at 22 years old and 43 days. That's pretty damn good. We know Scott's an England international as well. Yeah. The pedigree of the players is there. You got your Clivert with his pedigree and the other players. I mean, Justin Clivert, Bournemouth's 400th Premiership goal.
Yeah, just going to say it. Yeah.
Just a couple of things that I picked out when I was doing my research for the show tonight. And I think that just epitomises Bournemouth and the Cherries. Alex Scott, 50th Premiership game. Clivert's amazing 400th goal.
The club's 400th goal in the Premier League.
Club's 400th goal. And Semenyo, he got a 9.2 for the ratings. He's got man of the match.
Well, there's no wonder, is it?
No, it's no wonder. It's amazing.
No wonder.
Now, I'm glad that I'm kind of glad the game happened like this, because what it's done is it's allowed us to get the second half chat out of the way, so I can fire some questions at you guys about the game, which I've got a couple of. There's some interesting ones here. I'm going to run through the chat quickly. Vanessa Watkins says, Paul Moz says, I spoke to Justin Clivert in the hospitality lounge after the game about the goal, and he was buzzing.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I bet that was an unreal experience for you.
Good for you.
Jealous.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're the opposition and double marking, who do you stop? And you can't double mark everyone. Yeah, absolutely.
That takes a player out, doesn't it? So, yeah.
Mark Collins says the next two games, can we get 6 points? Palace and Forest?
One game at a time, please.
We'll see.
We take it one at a time. And only does.
Go on. Yeah. It's annoying we can't be the first team to beat Crystal Palace. Oh, well, I'll cope with being second. Well, I'm going to come to something in a moment. Mark Collins says, Zabarnio, who? Hudson, who? Where did Kirkes go? What
Evolution, it's called. Evolution.
Yeah, exactly. Evolution.
The recruitment. I know we've said it in previous shows. The recruitment is second to none.
Oh, we got a stranger.
Ah.
Get him in. Hey, Mr. Harrison.
Hello,
Good evening.
Hello, how are we all?
Oh, it's great. Looks like we got extra added on time this evening then.
Oh, sorry, no, I just thought I'd just pop in. Sorry, guys.
No.
I had a family, some family over, so which I totally forgot about. No, I just saw you were still on, so I thought I'd come and say hello to you. And if Darren can make the effort at 2 a.m, then I can make the effort. So
love it, yeah, awesome. Matt, I'm not sure if you've heard most of the show, and if not,
I haven't heard anything, guys.
Then to obviously get your rundown. We know that obviously the first half was a bit drab. There wasn't too much going on. Second half was where it was all at. There were some fantastic moments. What was your standout moment?
Well, I mean, the goals obviously were standout, but I mean, credit to Semenyo for that first one. What a finish! How he's gone along the bar line, then to tuck it in between the keeper's legs at that angle as well was just brilliant. And as for that finish from Clivert, wow, what a finish! I mean, wow, what a finish! I think personally, Clivert needs to get. We need to get Clivert back into that starting 11, really. The last goal, credit to Ben Gannon-Doak, great ball across there and a nice tidy finish for Semenyo. So, obviously the goals were the massive highlight. 12 minutes of exciting football at the end there. Obviously disappointing to go 1-0 down, but I think we needed that little kick, to wake us up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes, and you know what, and I've said this time and time again, each time we go 1-0 down, no matter who it's against, I'm not worried these days. Sometimes I think, going 1-0 down can give you that little boost and that little bit of a kick that you need. And, obviously worked for us, didn't it, on Friday night? So, very, very pleasing, chaps. I'm sure you've had a great show. And I just thought I'd just come on and say hello.
Can I add something, Ollie?
Of course you can.
I have never, bearing in mind, Andoni's been with us since 2023, and I have never, ever seen him celebrate like he celebrated that third goal on the touchline. I mean, he was waiting for it to go, waiting for it to actually go in. But when it did go in, I've never seen Andoni jump up and down with his staff like that.
Yeah, well, I think that
that just for me, summed everything up, everything positive about the whole setup. It really did.
The cherry on the cake,
if you like, yeah.
I think that for him was almost a self-celebration, right? What utterly fantastic self-game management. The fact that Ben Gannon-Doak and Clivert changed the game.
Yeah.
But between those two subs, the entire outlook and environment of that game changed. And that to me is exactly that. That is Iraola. He deserves to give himself a pat on the back. That was football management at its best, in my opinion. There's struggled to see better games than that, or better comebacks at least.
Can I just add?
Yeah.
Sure.
Who would have thought? Excuse me. Who would have thought at the end of the game we were playing Jimenez, Diketi, and Milo?
Yeah.
Hey, like you said earlier, Ollie, they took off Senesi, who was fantastic. And Diketi must have thought, oh shit, excuse me, he must have thought, I'm here. This is all on me now.
Yeah.
Them three new players defensively, I thought were fantastic.
Yeah.
And are you going to get the man of the match type thing? I won't drop it now, but are you going to end the show with a man of the match type thing, Ollie?
Yes, I will be. Yeah, for who we thought our standout player was. Yeah,
I'll save that.
Yeah. Luckily, you know how these shows work now, Dad. Yes, but I actually do have a question. I have a couple of questions before that. The first one to you chaps is, given how we all know Iraola plays and we know he makes his sub at 60 minutes against Fulham and how kind of drab Fulham were, would you have made any differences before those changes? Would you have done anything differently leading up to that 61 minutes?
Good question.
It is a good question. If you want to also throw in if Fulham didn't score, because that was a reaction, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If it had still been 0-0, I think maybe he'd have gone 65 to 70 minutes before a change. But it's obviously, because he is so very offensive-minded, attack-minded, maybe the time wouldn't have been that much longer. but he'd have certainly gone, come on, we've got to do more. They were trying, but it wasn't enough. Things weren't working. Needed some fresh legs, fresh ideas. Christie, when he came on, he also did his shift. Yeah. I mean, Tyler Adams, had a decent game as well. So obviously he got taken off. What can you say? I think so. It would have happened anyway. The changes would have happened anyway. Probably waited a little bit longer, but no longer than 5 minutes. So I'd say 65 minutes, he would have made changes if it was still 0-0. But because it was 1-0 down, then obviously he needed something. And that just, like you said, was that the kick up the backside they needed?
Yeah. Good answer. Any difference in answers there from Matt or Daz?
I mean, you look at who was substituted. Hill, I think that was always possibly going to happen. Give Jimenez time again to settle into the team, give him minutes, and then Tav. Yeah, again, I just don't think it was his game. Bringing on Cliver, definitely the right choice at the 61st minute, and then at 78 he takes off Senesi. That amazed me. I was like, geez, what's he doing? I thought he would have maybe taken off Diakite and put on Milo maybe. But anyway, he takes off Senesi, brings on Doak. And then Adams, what's he doing? Adams, he's our strongest midfielder. He brings on Christie. And then Brooks. Where's Brooks gone? He's playing fantastic. He's in the form of his life. And he brings off Brooks and brings on Milo. Just phenomenal. The way Areola thinks about his substitutions it's a masterclass. He's a Michelin chef in a kitchen in the world of football. It's astounding.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I to be honest with you, just before we carry on, I echo both views of Malcolm and Daz there, and you can see why Jamie Redknapp described Andoni as one of the best in the world, because he just knows his players like the back of his hand, and he can do, and he's perfect with his timings with his substitutions as well, isn't he? And like you say, he's taken off Senesi, to become more attacking, and then as soon as we've got, we're ahead, he then brings on Milo just to help tighten it up towards the end. So he is absolutely fantastic at substitutions, absolutely fantastic, and no matter what time he makes them, they're normally spot on. Yeah. So again, fantastic work from the gaffer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to run through some comments before I ask one more question, then we'll find out standout players from each of you. Lexi up the Cherries, amazing win. Sean says, who's watching any internationals? Saw there'll be some Cherries out there. Yeah, I'm sure there will. Chris Hubble, my man of the match is Clivert. Vanessa and Paul from Oz, Clivert for us. Sean says, I said I would have swapped Ever for Croupie and Scott for Christie. On that note, Christie looked like his old self with bites. Look, I want to talk very briefly about something that a lot of media, a lot of fans, everyone was very concerned about, was our recruitment and squad depth, right? Is this now genuine squad depth? Is this what we were working towards? Because now we've got these battles for Christie to get his spot back, Clivert to get his spot back. Should Scott go off? Should Brooks go off? Are we bringing Diakite and Milos to start over Senesi's? And are we now in this position of perfect squad depth? Is this what they mean by perfect squad depth?
Pretty close to it, I would think. If you look at the bench we put out, what we've had in the last couple of weeks,
push against it, right? It's hard to say that we need anything else now moving forward at the moment.
I don't think anything is going to happen in January. I really don't. I think it's going to be very quiet for us. We're just going to, like we do, keep things under wraps and move on.
I mean, I think you're right in terms of squad depth. When you look at who's competing for the places, like you just said there, you named several players there. It's a great position for Andoni to be in. The only thing we've all got to hope and pray for now is to have as minimal injuries as possible, because that's when the spanner's going to be put in the works. But then again, when you look at last season, when we had all the injuries, we were on some of the best forms. So, who knows? But in terms of squad depth, I think we've got, and I've said before, I think we're stronger now than we were last season, and squad depth I think is fantastic.
Yeah, an interesting point, isn't it? It's almost like injuries unlocked some talent that we didn't know last season. It was almost like injuries became around, and all of a sudden, Bournemouth exploded a little bit under the pressure. It was almost like that diamond was created under the stress and the pressure of having the lack of squad depth. And now, utterly different story, right?
Yeah.
Appreciate that answer, Matt. Daz, go ahead.
One question. Where are we weak?
Wow.
It's
tough to spot any immediate weak spots, isn't it?
Exactly. There's not one position on that pitch where I think, we could do with another centre mid. We could do with another winger. We could do with another defender. There's not one position. And you look at the full squad where you think, we probably need a replacement for him, or we probably need to bring an additional player in. We are at our absolute prime. And to me, like you said, Ollie, I think the words are the perfect squad at the moment.
Yeah, I think we just need to live in this for me at the minute. I think what I'm enjoying most is just living in it and being excited for the games and trying to guess the starting 11 from a fantastic lineup of players, and then almost being more excited to get to the second half before the game's even begun. It's never anything I've experienced in my adult life watching football.
No.
It's fascinating and just fantastic at the same time.
Going on to this squad thing, Ollie. The problem it's not really a problem, but it gives Andoni the opportunity to have the players play not so many minutes. He can play them for an hour.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if they're playing brilliant or not. He can then change things up, and it's managing those minutes for all the players. And he can do that, say, over 2-3 weeks, virtually, apart from Petrovic, obviously. He could actually do that with the whole outfield players. Rotate them that way in game, as opposed to, come on, we'll put you on the bench today, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the starting 11 will dictate, who plays an hour, who plays half an hour.
Yep.
But what a position to be in, to have those, to be able to do that.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Ultimately, the end goal here, right, would be for... Sorry, Daz, go ahead.
Just to, on the back of that for Malcolm, I think as a squad player, if you are picked on the bench, in a lot of clubs, you're just going to be getting splinters. You'll be lucky to get 5 minutes. I think the difference with our club, if you're picked on the bench, you're going to come on.
Yeah.
And that again is just the whole epitome of the team spirit, because you're not a second-rate player. You're not a backup player to a first-team player. So to be on the squad, on the bench, you're getting minutes, and that's quality.
And my concern here is, what is the best route to win games, maximise points from every single game, maximise stamina and freshness on legs for our best subs bench, while at the same time keeping all of our players happy so they don't leave at the end of the summer.
Exactly.
And is that a mixture of, giving Clivert his rest, but he comes on every game at 60 minutes and scores a goal? Is he happy with that? Is that counted as enough game time if you're getting a goal every game still? Does Clivert want full minutes from starting off? Would he rather be subbed off and other players come on and get the glory? How do we then maximise players' appearance to stay at the club, wanting to stay here, against players not wanting to stay here because they're not getting the game time, or there's too much battle for a position in the squad? Or how do we manage that?
It's a really good point, but they must have all been bought into the project. They know what their goal is, and they want to be part of it.
Yeah, I think it's what you'd have to describe as a juggling act, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
Very, very well to keep players happy because, there's so much competition. Like you said, the point with, Cliver, is he going to be happy coming on 60 minutes and scoring a goal every week? I don't think he's going to be. He wants to be starting. Tavernier, in my opinion, I don't think was really in the game on Friday. And he made the right substitution by bringing Cliver on. But, Tavernier is going to want to be a starter, and they want to play 90 minutes as well. But, I think he's just got to get that balancing act right and to try. I mean, that's got to be the manager's hardest job, isn't it? Is to keep all the players happy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a professional footballer. You want to play 90 minutes. You want to be starting every game. So I think he has got a very difficult, and I'm sure it's a nice job in some respects as well, because,
one of the nicer jobs, I think, in the role.
Yeah. But yeah, to keep everybody happy when we've got such quality is, there's nobody really that there's a few players that you'll say, yeah, they're backup players, they're bench players, they're players to come on here and there, but vast majority of the squad are first 11 quality, aren't they? So it's going to be a real challenge, I think, to keep everybody happy. But then again, if I was the manager, wow, that. It's got to be a dream to, have such a great squad performing well and all competing.
There hasn't been a better time, has there?
No.
I mean, you look back over the years, we've had good teams over the years, regardless of what divisions we've been in. But, the football we're seeing at the minute, and even last season, is unbelievable, isn't it? So, and just touching on January, I know you made a point, Malcolm, about January being quiet. I mean, I totally agree. If everyone's fit, I can't see really where we need to add. We might have to possibly let a few players go out on loan that need minutes, but in terms of adding, I can't see where.
Which players would you put out on loan?
Well, it would depend. It would depend on who's been getting minutes and who's not been getting minutes. But I mean, players possibly like. Maybe Soler, possibly someone like him.
I was going to say he was the only one that came to mind, and then even immediately I was thinking, but what if? And then just in case, and
Truefair, don't forget we've got Truefair. I can't see him dislodging him. If we were to loan Soler out, we've always got Smithy who can operate at left back if needed. So. Yeah, I don't think many would be loan. If anything, I think there'd be maybe a loan or two out in the January window.
I mean, they can always do that with an option to print on the back, can't they?
They can put clauses in, yeah.
So, really cool.
So it's a real headache for the manager having to manage the game time. Must be.
Chaps, just to bring us out to our final thoughts as we hit the hour mark. I know that this is going to be quite a controversial one because there's probably 2 or 3 fantastic players in that game. But standout players and individual man of the matches. Daz?
For me, I was very worried when Senesi went off, I'll be honest. We left Diakite at the back there, and I'll tell you what, he held his own. For me, defensively, he was an amazing player. Like Malcolm said earlier, the blocks and his man-on-man marking, his vision to see the balls coming in. There was a couple of blocks he made from the side where they were wanting to cross it. And, when Senesi went off, I was a little bit apprehensive, I might say. But he held his own. And to me, there's 3 or 4 players, you could have picked the goal scorers, you could have picked the subs or whatever, and the Brooksies. But to me, I want to give recognition to Diakite. I think he had a fantastic game. He's developing into a fantastic player. He's so strong. There's not many people beat him in the air. His tackles are solid. And when Senesi went off, I thought we were going to lose that outlet, that pass, because that's what Senesi does good. He looks up, he does the cross balls. And even Diakite there, he didn't lose the ball, he didn't give it away. I thought he had a solid game. So for me, recognition to Diakite.
Good shout out. I love that. Malcolm?
I really haven't got a clue. I think I don't normally go for a goal scorer, to be honest with you. I like to see the workhorses. like Dan says, whether it's Senesi or Diakite or the fullbacks, even Tyler Adams, it's very often, doesn't get picked out for man of the match, but simply on the full 90 plus minute display, I got to give it to Antoine this week because he was absolutely phenomenal. He's a beast. He is a beast. I mean, it was really cute because I saw a video. I'd seen it before actually, and I watched it back yesterday. I think it might have been called Ball Talk or something like that, where he did an interview last season, I think it was, and what he says on there is just unbelievable. He's just so down to earth, the guy. He hates running, but he knows he has to do it. And he said, he comes off the pitch, he's dead. He don't want to do anything. He just wants to get out as quickly as he possibly can. But he put a shift in from one box to the other. It wasn't just about his attacking flair. It was his tracking back, helping out the defence. And then 2 beautiful goals to boot. So, yeah, I take my hat off to the whole team and Andoni for that last 20 minutes of chaos, because it was beautiful chaos. But Antoine, certainly, thanks, mate.
Nice. Yeah, fantastic. Great shot. Great shout. Matt.
Yeah, well, I think my man of the match, I'll be a bit different to the other two guys, but I mean, shout out wise, definitely Semenyo has to be shouted out. I think he was officially man of the match on some of the like BBC and things like that. I thought Gannon Doak again was great when he come on. Okay, he only made a small cameo appearance, but what he did in that time was excellent. Marcus Senesi, again, I thought looked good. Dear KT, like Daz has said, was excellent. I thought Adams battled while he was on. But for me, partly because he's my favourite player and partly because he scored a screamer. And it was nice to see. I'm going to go with Justin Kluivert.
Nice. Yeah, fair.
You. Yeah, nice shout.
Yeah.
Ollie?
Yeah, I guess it's mine. So I tend to do this kind of segment because for me, it's not really man of the match. It is standout player, in my opinion. And
okay.
And for me, it's got to be Ben Gannon Doak.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of reasons why. I mean, impact minute per minute. I mean, if you look at the 15 minutes he was on the pitch compared to 70 plus minutes for some of the other people on the pitch, he was fantastic. He instantly injected energy. He was obviously played that decisive role in the assist over to Semenyo. But other than that, just his energy and his attitude. And again, it comes back to what I was saying earlier. For a young player like him to be able to come off the bench and directly influence a result for us, 3 points, a minute-changing game, anything can happen. Fulham could have equalised and they didn't. It's come straight out to him. Everything he did in that 15 minutes, I thought, was high altitude, high energy and impactful. And for me, that's why. Yeah, Ben Gannon Doak all the way. I can't wait to see what comes from him. Very exciting. But chaps, I appreciate, as always, you guys. Go on, Mal.
Have a look at the last message in the chat.
Paul from Oz, thanks, and see you all when I get back. Paul, appreciate you watching while you're away. Yeah.
Have a good flight home. Safe travels.
Yeah. We will next be doing this show. I believe the next game is Crystal Palace on the 18th of October. Which means that the show will next be on Monday, the 20th of October at 7 p.m. Before that happens, please do bear in mind that this is also still going on.
Up the Cherries in all departments has been nominated for the Best Club Content Creator for the Premier League. To vote, visit the link on screen. We thank you in advance for your support, and up the Cherries.
Yes, and obviously if you haven't already voted, liked, subscribed, pressed the notification bell, all of those other things all my other lovely, fantastic co-hosts tell you to do all the time. Please do go and do it. But from us, thank you guys for joining again. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Up the Cherries in all departments. See you later.
Thanks, everyone. Up the Cherries.
Up the Cherries.
TalkSport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
I should be like you, Mel.